Look, the WWE Hall of Fame, it's supposed to be a place of legends, icons, and immortals. Every year around WrestleMania, we celebrate the men and women who built the foundation of sports entertainment. To me, it's wrestling, but whatever they want to call it, sports entertainment. It's a night of emotional speeches and seeing our heroes get their moment. But what if I told you that every icon who gets a ring, there are architects of the industry that are still waiting for that damn phone call to get their own ring? Well, it's true. The hall's supposed to be the ultimate honor. But it's a hall of hauntedness by some of wrestling's most important figures. I'm not just talking about popular stars. I'm talking about people who changed the business, changed the game, broke down walls, and created the moments that burn into our freaking memories. Yet for some reason, from controversy to pure oversight, they're on the outside looking in. Today we're looking at the four of the biggest snubs in WWE Hall of Fame history whose absences make you question the whole thing. And those four are Chyna, Owen Hart, Jim Johnston, and the freaking architect himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Let's start with Chyna. In the case of the Attitude Era, one woman didn't just join the boys club. She kicked that freaking door down. Johnny Lawler, the powerhouse known as Chyna, wasn't just a wrestler, ladies and gentlemen. She was a revolution. While other women were stuck as valets or in embarrassing sideshow matches, Chyna was in the ring with men, and she was dominating them. She was the founder of D-Generation X, the bodyguard whose presence made the group seem untouchable. But her story is so much bigger than that. Chyna was the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble and the first to compete in the King of the Ring tournament. Most importantly, she is still the only woman in WWE history to win the Intercontinental Championship. Think about it. In an era with legends like Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle that held that title, that was stepping stone for a world championship, and she isn't in the Hall of Fame. She didn't just compete with men, ladies and gentlemen. She beat the shit out of them for their titles. She completely redefined the female performer and what it could be, proving that a woman could be a powerhouse, an enforcer, and a main event draw. I would love watching her in the main event, wouldn't you? See, wrestlers like Rhea Ripley walk a path that Chyna carved out for them. Now, you might be thinking, but wait, Chyna's in the Hall of Fame, isn't she? And you're half right. I'm not gonna lie, you are. In 2019, she was posthumously inducted as part of D-Generation X, a group. It was a step, but it felt like a compromise, not a true celebration of her legacy. Inducting her with DX is like inducting The Rock only as a member of the Nation of Domination. It tells part of her story, but it ignores the revolutionary solo star she became afterwards. Even Triple H has admitted that a solo induction for Chyna isn't a matter of if, but when. Noting her influence on today's female superstars, her induction with DX as a start was great, but the one that recognized her as a barrier-shattering force is definitely long overdue. A solo induction isn't just another ring. It's an absolute final acknowledgement that the woman who changed the game for everyone gets inducted. And people that followed her love that because they think she deserves that. Owen Hart, the King of Harts. Some snubs, they're confusing. Some are frustrating, but the story of Owen Hart is simply tragic. Widely considered one of the most gifted in-ring performers of his generation, very talented, Owen Hart was a master of his craft. He had it all. The technical skills of the Hart family dungeon, incredible high-flying ability, and a natural charisma that made him a beloved babyface and a detestable whining heel. As the self-proclaimed King of Harts, he was a two-time Intercontinental Champion, a European Champion, a four-time Tag Team Champion, and the 1994 King of the Ring. His feud with his older brother Bret is a stuff of gold. A masterclass in sibling rivalry and technical wrestling that has captivated audiences. He was a constant presence in the main event scene and a respected locker room leader. So why the hell isn't he in the fucking Hall of Fame? The reason is heartbroken as it is complex. Owen's life was tragically cut short in 1999 due to an equipment malfunction during the stunt. At a WWE pay-per-view in the aftermath, his widow, Martha Hart, filed a damn lawsuit against the company and has since stated she does not want WWE to induct him. She feels that such an induction would be hollow, for profit. It would be an event by the company she holds responsible for his death. While Martha Hart says she has forgiven those involved, she refuses to let WWE celebrate or commercialize Owen's memory. This puts WWE and the fans in an impossible position. Fans and fellow wrestlers, including his own brother Bret, have called for his induction for the years. But out of respect for the widow's wishes, Owens remains on the outside. A king without his final coronation in a glaring omission born from one of wrestling's darkest days. Now, let's go into Jim Johnston, the man who wrote the music that we wrestling fans love. What do you think when you hear the sound of shattering glass? You know it's Stone Cold. Or how about the ominous toll of a funeral bell? Undertaker. Or the defying cry of "No chance in hell!" You just don't hear the sound. You see a superstar. For over 32 years, one man was an unseen architect behind the identities of nearly every WWE legend. And that man was the composer, Jim Johnston. His absence from the Hall of Fame isn't just an oversight. It is actually freaking baffling. From 1985 until 2017, Johnston was WWE's in-house music genius. Working mostly by himself, he wrote, performed, and produced the anthems that defined an era. Stone Cold's anthem, The Rock's anthem, The Undertaker's anthem, D-Generation X, Mr. McMahon's No Chance in Hell, Brock Lesnar's music. The list is staggering. Johnston didn't just write songs, he built characters with freaking sound. How happy can you be when you hear the music as a child, now as an adult? It brings back nostalgia. He famously gave The Undertaker a haunting theme that made him feel truly supernatural. When Vince McMahon became the evil Mr. McMahon, it was Johnston's arrogant No Chance in Hell that completed the character. And you know it's true. His music did more than announce a wrestler's entrance. It told the story. It got you in your head and made you feel something beautiful. Johnston's work was so influential that his albums sold hundreds of thousands, even millions of copies. The Hall of Fame has a celebrity wing for brief appearances, and it honors many non-wrestlers. Yet the man who provided the literal soundtrack for the WWE most successful period was unceremoniously released in 2017 and remains uninducted into the Hall of Fame. Johnston himself said it's bizarre. He's never been asked. To ignore Jim Johnston is to ignore the very sound of an entire generation of professional wrestling and the fans that adored him. These are just a few of the names missing from WWE's hallowed halls. It really makes you wonder who else has been overlooked. Before we go to our final choice and most complicated snub, I ask you that you please hit that subscribe button and let us know in your comments, who do you think is the biggest snub in WWE Hall of Fame history? Vince McMahon, the architect of modern wrestling. It feels strange to call the man who created the WWE Hall of Fame a snub, but that's exactly what he is. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, promoter, visionary, on-screen tyrant, is the single most important figure in modern professional wrestling. Yes, we have Stone Cold and yes, we have The Rock, but without the most primary heel, there would be no wrestling. As long as he's not in the WWE Hall of Fame, the institution feels incomplete, ladies and gentlemen. And you know it's true. His father, Vincent J. McMahon, who was inducted in 1996, ran a regional territory. But it was Vincent K. McMahon who had the insane vision to go global. In the early 80s, he bought the company and set out to destroy the old territory system. He gambled everything on the Rock and wrestling connection, on a superhero in yellow and red. and on a pop culture spectacle called WrestleMania. The camera worked, ladies and gentlemen, and the WWF, it became a phenomenon. When WCW nearly put him out of business in the 90s, he didn't fold. He got aggressive. He created the Mr. McMahon character, the perfect evil boss for the anti-authority hero, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The rivalry fueled the Attitude Era, led WWE to victory in the Monday Night Wars, and turned the company into a billion-dollar empire. Of course, it's impossible to discuss Vince without acknowledging the controversies and allegations that led to his departure. Those are serious and complex issues. However, the Hall of Fame is meant to recognize historical contributions to the business. In that context, his exclusion is glaring. It has long been rumored that Vince himself refused induction, believing the spotlight should be on the performers and not himself. But with the era of control now over, the question of his induction is more relevant than ever, especially at his age. He's a mad genius who built the entire landscape on modern sports entertainment. Until the man who built the Hall of takes his place in it, the founder of the feast remains the most significant guest who has yet to arrive. The WWE Hall of Fame is a monument to legacy, but the monument is missing some of the cornerstones that it needs to have in there. Chyna, the woman who shattered glass ceilings, deserves to be honored for her singular impact. Owen Hart, a technical wizard beloved by fans and peers, needs his story to be acknowledged, however complicated it was. Jim Johnston, the composer who gave legends their voice, is the unsung hero of a generation. And of course, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the man who built the very stage they all perform on, remains the elephant not in the room. These four figures didn't just participate in WWE history, they wrote it. They changed the rules and left an indelible mark in wrestling. Their absence raises questions about what the Hall of Fame truly is and what it means. Is it a celebration of history or just curated version of it? Until these names get the proper recognition, the halls will continue to echo with the silence of their omission. Now I want you to write in the comments whether you agree with me or not. Do you believe Vince McMahon, Jim Johnston, Owen Hart, and Chyna deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Did I miss anybody else that you think is very important, that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame from the past, that has yet to be inducted? Let us know in the comment area. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.